My name is Patrick O'Connor, Director of Remarketing for Wheels. I've spent the last 30 years in the industry, the better part of the last 20 in remarketing specifically, several years in the auction industry as well, operations throughout that entire period. Remarketing is a passion of mine and something I love to do, eat, sleep, and breathe every day. Color is obviously very important to people, both in the retail side and from an acquisition side. First and foremost, with our clients, brand recognition is important, right? So that may be a mitigating factor. If your brand recognition supersedes any other influencing choices, that's where you're going to go through. The two segments that might be, directly affected would be the commercial aspect, where those colors are more or less accepted or understood. Safety reasons, visibility concerns, things of that nature. So high optic colors, yellows, reds, things of that nature are very acceptable. White is always a safe color, of course, because you can alter it and logo it accordingly. But even when it's debadged, it can be rebranded once again for a secondary use. As it relates to the passenger side of the vehicles, your staple colors are important. Silvers, whites, blacks, grays sell more easily. They're readily available for the retail public. Your reds and blues have so many variables to them that everyone sees them differently. So the blue to you and the blue to me might be something very uniquely different. That limits some of the audience in the secondary market, albeit not entirely, but more so than the other colors. I wouldn't say that needs to be a part of the total cost of ownership. It should be an influencing factor, something to consider, and our selectors are aligned as such that we can preclude certain colors from being orderable at the time of placement, so those can be excluded out of your selector. Obviously, maintenance first and foremost is a pedigree of the vehicle. With today's technology and information available to the end user, albeit Carfax shows all the history of the vehicle, of course. So oil change intervals, service maintenance, any type of recalls being performed and concluded just lends itself to the credibility of the vehicle. Appearance is the other piece, right? So having a good, strong policy that keeps the vehicles in good shape and performing from an appearance standpoint makes a significant difference at the end of the vehicle's life. Challenges that happen to the vehicle throughout its life, whether it be a damage in a parking lot or on the road surface or something like that, if and when possible, have them completed and repaired accordingly so that when it is time to resell from an appearance standpoint, cosmetically the vehicle is fully intact. Sure. Any price concessions that occur at the front end of the vehicle's inception are going to have a profound impact on the back end. Retail consumers, as well as the wholesale environment, they're aware and cognizant that those incentives exist. So therefore, it has a inert pressure on the back end of the vehicle when it's time to sell. That being said, it shouldn't preclude somebody from making that decision and acquiring those vehicles, because in essence, you're paying for the portion of the vehicle that you want to use at the time in which you have it. So. As a concern on the backside, I wouldn't necessarily place as much emphasis on it, but it is something that does have an influence and can change sporadically based on the velocity in which the industry is moving, specifically with EVs. Partners in the remarketing industry across all segments are working together to align for the future state of the industry. That being said, one of the things that they're preparing for is the onset and influx of EVs into the industry. The vehicles are a little bit heavier than the traditional ICE vehicle, so therefore transportation is impacted. Space on the transporters themselves. Service and maintenance lifts have to be accommodated to prepare for the weight of the EVs that are entering into the marketplace. And then awareness, the technology that's coming for battery health is going to be prolific. It's going to be industry changing. It's going to be impactful to our clients and our customers at the bottom line, in terms of having a healthy battery throughout the vehicle's life will subsequently return the investment on the backside at time of resale. The technology that's in the vehicles today obviously is far more expansive than we've seen in the history of the automotive industry. So from a repair standpoint, from a safety standpoint, they're obviously value added, but there's costs associated with it. So minor impacts can subsequently be a bit more costly because of the sensors that are located within the vehicle's perimeter. So your front, your rear bumpers, your lane departures, any of those types of components, they start to add up if you have even a small or minor damage to the vehicle. Wheels has a multifaceted approach, and we're not exclusive to just the auction arena, but We offer a program to the drivers and employees of our customers, which is the first and foremost offering. It gives the employees and the clients an opportunity to provide a benefit that otherwise might not exist, particularly in a segment that has a shortage in the industry. The secondary approach would then be to the grounding or delivering dealer. There's an opportunity there for the dealer when they are rendering the new vehicle at time of delivery to review and inspect the vehicle prior to it arriving at auction and make an offer on the vehicle, knowing that it is a top-tier, top-notch vehicle being offered to them. And then subsequently thereafter, the vehicle will flow into the wholesale market arena, which affords us the opportunity to sell to many. That gives the vehicle the maximum exposure in a fully digital marketplace, and truly a global audience is looking at those assets for purchase. Today happened to be Johnny Cash, actually. And it varies from segment to segment, time of day, day of the week, and just mood of the presence. But yeah, I try to span all genres. I think as I started to grow up, I went from rock and metal and into country and blues and various other genres right now. So there's a blended mix. And some of the crossovers I really enjoy too, the collaborative efforts between two different uniquely identifiable artists. I think that is just fascinating how they're able to bring some of that together. Please try to follow us on LinkedIn. That's first and foremost, as well as our YouTube channel. If you subscribe to the channel, you're going to get timely content and routine updates as well. And as we like to say here at Wheels, together, let's go far.